countdown to kickoff as we begin Rams game day. Getting you ready for Rams Texans game 1. Week 1, NFL Sunday. Right here on 710 ESPN, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Lay somebody out, and I'm saying no thank you.
I mean,
that's the ease at which you get information.
Well,
you
use
get
them
it
once or
like
twice,
that.
yes.
Ask your phone.
I think my
group
key
chat,
to this week and to the
smartphone.
entire season.
You're always.
Let's do it! Week 1 of the NFL season and week 1 for our Los Angeles Rams. It's time for the Toyota Rams countdown to kickoff with Travis Rodgers and Cravens live from Cosm, Los Angeles. But first, time to hear from the big voice guy.
Today at SoFi Stadium, time for the regular season to begin for our Los Angeles Rams. A training camp spent talking about Matthew Stafford's back will come to a close as number 9 gets ready to be under center for another season with a goal of the Lombardi Trophy in February.
Puka, diving catch. He's got it.
What a
touchdown, LA.
And with a new weapon to throw to.
Hi, this is Devontae Adams of your LA Rams. Rams football is back.
And familiar faces as part of the Rams' high-powered offense.
His tailback, Kyron Williams. Touchdown, LA.
With a fearsome Rams defense ready to dominate even more opponents in 2025.
Jerkers has it down the right sideline with blockers. 10, 5, to leap in the end zone.
The Rams, the Texans, week 1 of the NFL season.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams, the home of Rams football.
2 hours until kickoff at the Palace at Inglewood.
Hi, this is Coach Sean McVay. Whose house? Rams house.
Let's get ready for kickoff.
We get you ready for kickoff right now on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams.
Now live from Cosm, Los Angeles with Cravens. Here's your host, Travis Rodgers.
We made it, Sua. The NFL season is finally here. It is week 1, the Rams and the Texans. And Opening day, I don't care if it's Major League Baseball, the NBA, or whatever it is. Day one, when everybody's out there, it is a special day, my friend.
Not the most exciting week of the season, but everybody's outside. They've come from hibernation. They're like football bears is what we call them. They burrow out from those dens, and they get ready to cheer on their teams. And some people will be leaving happy, and others will be leaving unhappy.
Yeah, so the football bears, they're going to crawl out for the Rams today. We really have not seen any of their regulars during preseason. That's just how Sean McVay goes about it. Does it take a minute to shake off some hibernation, or do you just come out ready to hit the ground running?
If you're a vet and you are part of the starting 11 on both sides of the ball, you better hit the ground running, or you will not be a part of that group going forward. Yeah. So a lot of these guys are savvy vets, especially on offense. We've got a few premier names on offense now. And I'm looking forward to see what they do today.
Yeah, those premier names, at the top of the list, you and I did it all during preseason. We've done it during the week when we're doing talk shows. It's been about Matthew Stafford and his health, right? That if Matthew Stafford is healthy, the Rams, I think, will be one of the better teams in the NFC.
Yeah.
If he struggles with his back, if he is unavailable for a period of time, that becomes a different question. Now, they got Jimmy Garoppolo waiting, and he's been in the league a long time. He's had some success in the league, but he's not Matthew Stafford. So is this – we could spend hours and days and weeks and months, and we have, talking about Matthew Stafford, but is it as simple as that? If he's healthy, they're going to be really good. If he's not, we'll see what happens.
Well, 1A, if he's healthy, then we go about it as planned. You're getting the ball to Puka. You're getting the ball to Devontae. This is a very versatile offense that you have to play straight up. You can't dedicate too many to the run because that play-action offense is very effective, and you can't hang back because they do have a premier running back in Kyren Williams. Now, if Stafford is hurt or a little bit more hurt than what they're giving off, and they can't used a ton of play action or throws down the field. Now, we have questions. Is that running game able to pick it up? Is Blake Corum ever able to step in for Kyren Williams when he needs a blow to continue that productive offensive game and to get 3 to 5 yards of carry? That we don't know. We'll see today against one of the best defenses in the NFL. It's an early test for this run game. But if Stafford's healthy, none of this matters, and the Rams will be okay.
Is there a sharpness that isn't there because you don't play in the preseason? I know you say they got veteran guys. It's not like they haven't played high-level football, but all of a sudden you are going full speed.
Yeah.
As intense as practice can be, sure. As tense as a joint workout could be, sure. This is different. This is a real game. Everybody's live. Everybody can get hit. It is a different animal, no?
You definitely cannot simulate 100% live speed in practice because guys will get injured. That's just the proof's in the pudding. We saw in the first weeks of preseason guys getting hurt the moment it was live snap. So you don't want to see that. But these guys should be able to play. You don't need 3 preseason games against 2s, 3s, and 4s to see if you're ready to go against the 1s. The coach knew who his starters were in OTAs, maybe a few cusp guys that may have made their team. Maybe there was contract reasons why they might not make the team. But other than that, Sean McVay knew who his 11 were on both sides of the ball, and he has full trust in them to go out there and perform.
On the Road is driven by Subaru of Glendale, the #1 Subaru dealer in America. Find your next Subaru at Subaru of Glendale or at SubaruofGlendale.net. Obviously, the Texans come in today, and the Rams and the Texans kind of similar. Both 10-7 a year ago. They both won their division. Rams had obviously far more success in the postseason than the Texans did, but pretty good matchup right out of the chute.
Yeah.
You got what's coming next week in Tennessee, rookie quarterback, all that stuff feels like a little bit of a softer target. But coming out of the gate, you're looking at another pretty good team with a really good coach.
Yeah, and as we said, DeMeco Ryans, he has a top 5 NFL defense that he's working with, and that's the Texans' saving grace right now. With all the injuries they have on offense, no Joe Mixon, no Christian Kirk, no Tank Dell. They're going to have a battle or an injury-ridden Nick Chubb lead the way in battle for their offense today. A lot of question marks on that offense, but 0 question marks about that defense. Will Anderson and the boys will get after Stafford if we let them, which concerns me, especially with that back situation.
Yeah, I was going to say Will Anderson's not the great. I guess it could be Micah Parsons or it could be T.J. Watt or something.
Yeah.
But having somebody
Will
like
Anderson
this,
ain't bad.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
And that's just, okay, let's make sure that we give him a little bit of help, especially with Alaric Jackson, who, again, much like Matthew Stafford, did not play during the preseason, did not work out in any team stuff until very recently, blood clots. So he was doing some individual stuff, but again, offensive lineman who really has not been engaged at a high level in nearly a year.
First test today.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and I might even thinking about that, and, I'm a hypochondriac, and I worry about everything, so I would make Kyron chip to that blind side every chance I get, even if he's going out on the pass. You give that tackle some help. You chip him, or I'm putting a tight end out there. Even if a young Ferguson who hasn't gotten a lot of reps, maybe you might not be in the pass game today, but you're going to get some reps, and you're going to get your jersey dirty, and you're going to chip block all day long if I need you to.
What is that like as the defensive player where somebody's just always just giving you a little something as
you hate it.
by?
You hate it because you don't feel like you're getting a fair one-on-one. You can't get a good get-off the line of scrimmage at the snap count because the moment you do, you're getting elbowed in the rib cage, and then you have to break down and beat this left tackle. So it's not fun, but when you're a premier pass rusher, it's justified.
Talking with DeMarco, who we'll speak with coming up in just a little bit. We were talking about it on the DeMarco and Trav show, and he was saying that, and I'll use his phrase, the Texans' defensive front is light in the pants. Yeah. That this is not what they do, and that the Rams have a distinct advantage with their offensive line against that defensive front, and to grind them down and to move them down and to use Kyron Williams. All sounds great, except for Sean McVay's the coach, and we know that that's not what he likes to do.
Yeah, Sean will look a light box in the face and say, I'm still passing the ball. If he has his mind made up or he feels that his guys are better than yours, he's going to attack you. Speaking from experience, we'd have Deshaun Jackson on our team in Washington, and it didn't matter if he was double-teamed. If Sean liked the matchup, he would tell Kirk, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Throw the ball, and we'd take a shot. So I don't expect anything different.
Yeah, no, this is what makes him so much fun because he has a very distinct point of view on how to coach football. He's got a very specific way that he likes to go about it. And one of the things that we've talked about for years with Sean McVay is that one of the few criticisms that I think is reasonable is, dude, can we run the ball just a little bit more? Especially when it's having success, right? Especially when they're able to move it and do the things they want. But it's like that, I just can't help myself. I need to put the ball in the air and go ahead and add Devontae Adams on top of that. Yeah. Forget it.
Yeah, and I don't mean to say this in any negative connotation, but he's a rich man's Lincoln Riley. They both want to throw.
Sure you didn't mean anything
negative? I didn't mean anything by it. You take it however you need. I prefaced it that way. But they want to throw the ball. They want to take shots. They want to get down the field. They want the whoa splash plays. I feel like running the ball to them is kind of boring. Like I feel like they run the ball to take a break from the pass game.
It's like exactly.
Yeah.
I want to, I know this is going to work, but let's try this.
Stafford's thrown 10 times in a row.
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
Because when they run, it seems like it just opens up everything else.
And it's, again, when you have two weapons on the outside, the safeties cannot choose a double team, so you have to play straight up. And when you're running the ball effectively as a safety, you have to creep down to get into that run fit to help these linebackers. And the moment you get your toes on that 10-yard mark, McVay's saying, take a shot. That's just how his offense works.
Yep. So there's a little bit of the offense. What about on the other side? Obviously, Jared Verse, rookie defensive player of the year last year. Braden Fisk had a great rookie season.
Yes,
Kobe Turner is really becoming a good NFL player. Byron Young nearly had double-digit sacks along the way as well. What is this defense going to look like? Is it about those front four guys getting after the quarterback?
Yeah, well, first, this is a very young defensive line. Only one first-rounder on that D-line. The Rams don't necessarily need to draft in the early rounds to get talent, as you've seen. A lot of these guys are mid-round draftees that have just shown up, play, they have a high motor, and they get after the quarterback. So I think the heart of this defense is that front four. They're going to have to show that they can stop the run. They struggled a little bit towards the end of the year last year stopping the run. But if they can do that and this young secondary can build confidence that we don't have to cover that long, because these guys get after the quarterback, I can stand a little flat-footed and be ultra-aggressive on intermediate routes. That's when you work hand-in-hand with each other, give and take with the DBs, and that's when the defense starts playing really well.
That's the one part, to me, that is a little bit of a, let's see, the back end, is the secondary. The guys that have been here a long time, it's basically the same group that they had a year ago. They're just bringing back, Akilla Witherspoon, Darius Williams, like the same group, Kobe Durant. They're back again. Is it going to be good enough? Because they were, as far as the numbers go, they're towards the bottom of the groups in the league last year. Will they be better this year?
They need to be better this year. If the Rams want to beat the Eagles, who you're going to have to play, that is your stepping stone to take that next step to get to an NFL championship. You're going to have to be good in the pass game. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, They want to throw the ball in that division. You play in that pass-happy division.
Maybe not to A.J. Brown. He only got one.
Well, Week 1 is crazy. Week 1 is crazy.
It is weird, isn't it?
You don't know what's going to happen. I'm seeing the Raiders look good for the first time. This is ridiculous.
Look, who knows? The Dolphins are getting blown out. The Jets and Steelers are putting up points. There's a lot going on in Week 1. I can't wait till we get to the postgame show. We got a bunch of scores that are in. We're going to be like, what the heck happened over here? This team's great. And then 2 weeks from now, we'll be talking about, no, they weren't. No, they weren't.
Lottery pick.
They should start taking their season right now. All right, don't forget, you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use the code RAMS to get up to 40% off of your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Expires February 8th, 2026. Coming up next is the voice of the Rams, J.B. Long. That's straight ahead on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff, driven by your Southern California Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy. Also, football fans, it's Prize Picks, right? Who doesn't love Prize? By the way, off to a pretty good start in Prize Picks in Week 1 of the NFL season. We're making decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it is good to be right. Prize Picks is not only fun, it's super easy to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you can cash in. Download the app today. Put the Prize Picks app on your phone and use the code TRAV, T-R-A-V, to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code TRAV to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Your next
D-01.
You can't fake greatness. That's why 1800 Tequila has built it through generations of obsession with the details. It's the mindset that wins championships, and the same mindset behind every bottle of 1800. That's how we became the world's most awarded tequila. So when the final whistle blows, raise a glass worthy of victory. 1800, obsessed with taste.
Official tequila partner of the LA Rams.
1800 Tequila. Proximo, Jersey City, New Jersey, 21 and older. Please drink responsibly.
Your mornings just got a whole lot louder.
2 massive LA radio superstars.
Sedano and Cap have taken over Morning Drive on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
I'm a great tipper. Cappy's the one that never tips. He's the one that's always complaining. Why is everything got to be a tip? I tip all those mother bleepers.
Don't just listen. Watch, stream, and connect across every platform.
Not a radio station, but a multi-platform operation. Okay?
Yeah, get him, George.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
And 9 to 10 a.m. for the YouTube-only hour.
The freaking curtains open, we bust out through them, and we hit the airwaves.
Because weekday mornings in LA belong to Sedano and Cap.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
On your home of Rams football.
Well protected, deep down the left side. Puka behind the defense. Caught the 20. They go inside the 10. Slips into the end zone. Touchdown, LA!
Hello, this is Puka Nacua of your LA Rams. Rams football is back.
The Rams, the Texans.
Week 1 of the NFL season.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again, now live from Custom Los Angeles with Sua Cravens. Back to Travis Rodgers.
All right, let's go into SoFi Stadium, have our first conversation of the day. We are talking with, of course, the voice of the Los Angeles Rams, none other than J.B. Long. J.B., happy football season to you. It feels like it's been a very long time. Cannot wait to see what we get today at SoFi Stadium.
Well, Travis, it's only been 231 days, but who's counting besides me? We wait all year for this moment, and then the wheels start spinning faster than any of us can imagine. But it's great to be at the starting line with what the Rams have declared publicly is the best roster they've assembled in now a decade back in the Southland. This will be a stiff opening test against another reigning division champion, but I think it'll thoroughly vet everything that they think they've done to shore up some of their deficiencies and put themselves squarely back in contention again.
JB, you mentioned that best roster that they put together under Sean McVay. That's exciting to see, but does it all go as far as Matthew Stafford's health goes? It's been the topic the entire training camp. We still haven't seen him play football since the end of last season. Does this team go as number 9 goes?
Yeah, but that's been the case for, since 2021, basically, right?
Yeah.
I understand the new gravitas to it because of what being 37 years of age means, because of what a back injury means for a quarterback. But I think since that 22 season, which was really an unmitigated disaster for all sorts of reasons, the Rams have been year to year, if not game to game, if not snap to snap with Matthew Stafford. That's just the reality of the situation. That's life in this sport. And there is some trepidation exposing him in his first game of this season to a Houston pass rush and a defense that might be the best in the National Football League. But it's not bravado, I don't think, from Matthew Stafford when he says that he's going to play the way that he always has. I think he only knows one mode. And so long as that mode is engaged, I think they've got a chance to be the best team in the NFC, but they got to go out and prove it.
Well, Travis brought it up. I wasn't going to touch on it because we've talked about it for the last month, it feels like, with Stafford's back. But mentioning it in those number of reasons like this Texas defense, who will be a top NFL defense, is not top 5, do you think the Rams are going to ease Stafford into the game plan so wouldn't come out with a heavy workload in the run game and even see a little Blake Corum early?
No, Sua, I would like to think that this is a grind your opponent into the dust type of game. I think if there is a decided advantage in this matchup, it's the Rams' offensive line and their ability to get knockback and consistent chain moving from Kyron Williams in their running game. So I want that to be the tone and the temperament. I want that to be a week 1 storyline, that the Rams are as tough and as calloused as Sean McVay says they are. Now, in the back of my mind, I have to acknowledge that I've spent 8 years with Sean McVay, and I know how he likes to call games, and he did not build this F1 car to park it in the garage in week 1 against D'Amico Ryans and the Houston Texans. So if Matthew Stafford is in the form that he says he's in, I do think they'll strategically pick their moments to attack vertically and horizontally. I can't believe I'm saying this here in September 2025, but are you guys aware that Davante Adams is a Los Angeles Ram?
Right.
And that's a real possibility for today in this season. As much as I would like to see them just smash mouth the Houston Texans and keep their pass rushers at bay, and I think they can and I think they will, there's too much good out on the perimeter not to flex that here today and throughout 2025.
We're speaking with the voice of the Rams, JB Long, getting us ready for Texans and Rams kickoff coming up at 1:25. And JB, you took me right there. You know, grind them into dust is one idea, but then you've got Davante Adams. And talk a little bit about what he brings to this team that we haven't seen. We've seen a lot of really good wide receivers come through here. Cooper Kupp probably at the top of the stack with those guys. Puka maybe right behind him. But Davante feels like a different sort of wide receiver to me, a different type of wide receiver. Am I seeing that right?
He is. He's all those things. Look, Cooper Kupp had one of the greatest individual seasons of all time. And the Rams would not be where we are today and having these types of conversations if not for the performance on the field of Cooper Kupp and the culture that he ingrained here in his seasons. That being said, I don't think we have to hide from the fact that in the back half of last year, the skill group that the Rams were breaking the huddle with did not threaten defenses, did not change their math. This year it's different. I believe that this is the best pass-catching group that the Rams have assembled either since OBJ crumpled on this field during the Super Bowl, and I think he was on his way to maybe Super Bowl MVP honors, or even the height of Brandon Cook's powers when he was traded away following that first Super Bowl run. And it's because Davante Adams can win isolated. It's because he can win against man and zone and press. Not that Cooper Kupp couldn't, but I think Cooper and some others were kind of gumming up the works a little bit of this offense. And Sean McVay was being stressed to scheme up just about everything for every player not named Puka Nacua last year. And you really felt that in their offensive dip in November and December. I no longer think that's the case. When you look at the resources allocated on this team, yes, the defense is ascendant. But the top paid defensive player, the top cap hit for this year on defense is still someone named Aaron Donald. All of the capital is on offense, and this needs to be a team that scores top 10 level points and creates the game scripts that allow this pass rush and this youthful defense to hunt, not to have to hold the fort.
C.J. Stroud is without Joe Mixon. Obviously, Chubb is going to replace him, but he's not the same. And they also have an injury at Tank Dell, is probably his number two receiver outside of Nico Collins. Are you at all worried about this young Rams secondary trying to stop Nico today and what C.J. Stroud could potentially do?
Well, I think this is a great test for both Houston and Los Angeles. I think you can make the case that they are each the last opponent they wanted to see in week one, given the raw nerves that they're contending with. However, from the perspective of the Rams secondary, which I believe will prove to be underrated, this is about as welcoming a first test as I think they could have asked for. Maybe next week in Nashville against Cam Ward, a 1-1 kind of finding his way in the National Football League. But because of the dynamic you mentioned, they're going to throw it a ton to Nico Collins. But there is no Tank Dell. Stephon Diggs is gone. Christian Kirk, who they brought in to be their wide receiver 2, is out with the hamstring. So is Braxton Berrios. This is the thinnest tight end room in the National Football League, and they're without Joe Mixon, who he made lemonade all last year. This was maybe the worst offensive line, the least productive running game in the league, and he made it spin somehow still. So without those pieces, I do think there are real questions to answer for C.J. Stroud. His first season was historic. His second was a real regression, and I don't think he's to blame. But let's not pretend that at the outset of year 3, his future still does not have a fork in the road. If they have not cleaned things up offensively, systematically, on their offensive line, he may start seeing ghosts sooner rather than later. When you think about the way their season ended, it's reminiscent, guys, to me, of what Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings experienced. Double-digit wins. They were a playoff team, but they flamed out in the playoffs because they could not protect their quarterback. In Minnesota's case, it was because of these Los Angeles Rams. In Houston's case, it was because of what they could not do at Arrowhead against the Kansas City Chiefs.
JB Long, the voice of the Rams, joining us, getting us ready for Rams and Texans from SoFi Stadium. Kickoff coming up at 1:25. JB, give me an X factor for today's game.
Well, on defense, I think it's got to be Poona Ford. Early down run efficiency and the ability to earn the right to run the passer is why Poona Ford is here. He gives them arguably their best nose, their best run stuffer of the McVay era. But right across the line of scrimmage for him is, I think, the crux of the matter. It's the nervous center of the 2025 Los Angeles Rams, maybe the most underrated, impactful free agent addition in the entire NFC. His name is Coleman Shelton, and he is their center, and he takes a ton off of Matthew Stafford's plate. He will hopefully shore up some of the unblocked pressures that plagued this team offensively and ended their season last year in Philadelphia. And if the Rams do have success against this front, if they are efficient running the football, and if they can protect Matthew Stafford long enough to allow him to shred from a clean pocket, I think Coleman Shelton will be the biggest reason why on their offensive line. It's not just his individual performance, guys. He makes Steve Avila at left guard and K-Dot at right guard better. K-Dot at right guard between Havenstein and Shelton is an all-pro caliber right guard. When the system breaks down around him and he's got fresher faces, it's not been nearly as good. So long as the rock in the center, at center is there, I think this offense has a chance to attain elite levels again.
The Rams X Factor is brought to you by the Los Angeles International Airport, where change is in the air. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN. JB, it is good to hear your voice. Looking forward to the call coming up in just a little bit. Thank you as always.
Travis Sua, here we go. You guys have a great rest of your show, counting us down to kickoff.
You got it. Thanks, JB. Don't forget, you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use the code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms do apply. It expires on February 8th, 2026. Coming up next, we're going to take a look around the rest of the NFL. It is here. It is week 1. Real football. We'll get into all that coming up on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on 710 ESPN. And like I just said, football is back, and it is back at Cosm. You can watch NFL games in shared reality at Cosm and feel the energy of game day in the Dome and in the Hall, which is where Sua and I are right now. This season, before every Rams home game, hang out with ESPN LA's me, Travis Rodgers, and him, Sua Cravens, for the Rams pregame show live from the Hall at Cosm. And if you have a ticket to the game, come on in for free. Catch all the energy on massive wall-to-wall LED displays in the Hall, and don't miss out on Cosm's signature menu of local food favorites, craft cocktails, and beers throughout the venue. Learn more at visitcosm.com.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Hey, it's Mason. The NFL is back at Cosm. Watch NFL games in shared reality at Cosm and feel the energy of game day in the Dome and in the Hall. This season, before every Rams home game, you can hang out with ESPN LA's Travis Rodgers and Sua Cravens for the Rams pregame show live from the Hall.
Treatment option that's right for you. Recover you at choosechangeca.org.
The Volvo XC90 is equipped with 7-seat versatility for surprise team practice carpools, dynamic storage for when quick stops at the antique market turn into a whole new living room set, with Google built in for when you choose the road more exciting, and innovative technology and advanced safety features for all your precious cargo. The Volvo XC90, designed for life. Visit volvocars.com/US to learn more. Google is a trademark of Google LLC.
It's time for the return of Los Angeles Rams football.
Touchdown, LA!
Hi, this is Jay Vice of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
The Rams, the Texans, week 1 of the NFL season.
Foot looking for a target, lets it go. It's intercepted! Picked off at the 41-yard line. The Land Shark does it again.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
The season begins today at SoFi Stadium. Our Rams host the Houston Texans.
Once again
at Cosm, Los Angeles with Sua Cravens.
Back to Travis Rodgers.
We are at Cosm, and it is awesome. And there are a lot of Steeler fans in the house today, too. So
there are.
Watching the Steelers and the Jets right now, which brings us to our top games of the day from Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Let's start with what we saw second. We saw the Eagles and the Cowboys open it up on Thursday night, and then Friday night down in Brazil, it was the Chargers and the Chiefs. The Chiefs, of course, coming off that Super Bowl loss. The Chargers coming off of a first-round playoff loss again, and everybody's saying, yeah. That was about as good as I've seen the Chargers look in a really long time.
Yeah, that was a BTA session with the Chargers and the Chiefs, and I had the Chiefs winning that game.
Yeah.
I think the biggest difference we saw, obviously outside of Justin Herbert playing one of the best games we've seen him play in his career, but that Chiefs defense didn't look as stout as they have in years prior. I think that was Mahomes' saving grace for playing bad last year. Mahomes had a down year last year, and that defense saved him in about 5 to 7 different games. On Thursday or on Friday in Sao Paulo, that Chiefs defense was non-existent.
So I might live to regret this. I'm not. I deciding to say something about the Chiefs is risky business. Andy Reid's a great coach, and I am carving out a little room, and I'm putting Patrick Mahomes way over there. He's still terrifying.
Yes.
He is still a really scary individual, and if he got the ball last one more time, we might be talking about something totally different here. I understand all that. The rest of the Chiefs look very human all of a sudden.
Yes.
The rest of that group, that's not that group that, hey, man, I don't know how anybody's going to deal with that. It's like, nah, I feel like they've got a better handle on it than they have in a long time.
For the first time in a long time, since Mahomes has taken a Chiefs uniform and taken the league by storm, Kansas City look like they've been figured out. They're not going They're not going for the Kelsey Mahomes show. Even when Mahomes would create in the backfield and escape a sack and extend a drive, the Chargers never looked panicked. They never looked like, oh, here he goes again.
Right.
It was more like, okay, you beat that test. Here's another 3rd and long because we're coming after you. And that Chiefs O-line struggled. Penalty after penalty. You got your left tackle jumping off in false starts. You got your right tackle holding. He's a rookie out of Ohio State. It's a lot of questions right now for this Chiefs offense.
They still got Pat, so they're always going to be pretty dangerous, but it feels like that ground has changed. And again, week one, making these big assumptions after one game is always a little risky, but it certainly did feel like that. What did you make of the defense of the Philadelphia Eagles?
T. Higgins catch.
Yes. Yeah. Do me a favor. Fantasy over there. Pregame show over here. Yeah, right. The Eagles they looked more vulnerable than they did last year. But, again, Jalen Carter gets kicked out of the game literally after the kickoff. He's gone. Cowboys certainly exploited his absence right there. Was that a Jalen Carter thing, or is that, hey, the Eagles looked a little figured out?
It was both. It was Jalen Carter, your best defensive lineman, probably your best defensive player, doing something as stupid as that and getting kicked out before a single down is played. You can't have that. But also, Dallas gave Philly their best shot. Like, that was Dak Prescott, $100 million quarterback. That's the reason why he got the contract and got another contract. That's the quarterback Dallas faithful thought that they were going to get in the postseason because he played about as good as you can play and not come up with a win. For me, I'm not as worried about Philadelphia because if you get a division rival that plays their absolute best and your best defensive player is not in the game and you still get a win, that tells me you ain't beating me this year.
What does the rest of the guys on the Eagles think about Jalen Carter after something like that? I get it's an emotional game. Guys make dumb decisions, and it was clearly a dumb decision. Is it more than that, or is it just, dude, just don't ever let that happen again?
It's that. Hey, man, you're a grown man. I'm not going to lecture you. We need you. Don't do that again. Ever again. Like, come on now. You represent all of us. You're our best player. We're supposed to look up to you. I can't look up to somebody spitting on someone. So let's tighten it up.
All right, let's move on to another one here. The Bengals and the Browns in the third quarter. The Bengals trailing the Browns 16-14. The Bengals currently have the ball in the red zone. Joe Flacco, 18 out of 26, 167 yards and a touchdown. Joe Flacco can still play.
Yeah.
And the Bengals are off to yet another slow start, at least potentially.
Yeah, I found out Flacco was following me on Instagram and Twitter, and I wasn't following him back.
Oh, you got to fix
that. Of course. I fixed it immediately. You know, we were teammates on the Broncos, so, you know, I couldn't let that happen. But the Bengals were my survivor pick this week. And giving me a run for my money.
You ready for this? Last year, the Bengals' 1 week survivor pick was my number one.
Bounced.
By New England, who was dreadful. New England was at a terrible season last year. I was out in week 1.
Yeah, it's worrying me. T. Higgins only has 2 catches. It seems they get the ball on the Brown side of the field 3 times now and can't score. So not sure what's happening right now.
They just kicked a field goal to go ahead 17-16 in that one. Let's move on to another game. Indianapolis is ahead 23-0 on the Miami Dolphins. And Indianapolis is not a team that I don't think anybody is going to be terrified of this year. The Dolphins really polarizing. I've heard some positive things. I've heard this might be one of the worst teams in the league.
A lot of culture questions.
They look like they are completely lost today.
I had 2 rules going into my fantasy draft this year.
No Dolphins?
No Dolphins and no Vikings. And I was glad I did not take Tyreek with my, I think, 3rd or 4th pick because this, like Kansas City, Kansas City's on the way to being figured out.
Yeah.
Miami's figured out. They know what McDaniels wants to do. They know Tyreek only wants to run the deep ball. They know Waddle is coming down on the inside, running those intermediate deep dig routes. And there's no run game. You got A-Chain. I understand that. But Mostert was very important for this change of pace offense. Jonnu Smith being in Pittsburgh now, you're taking away the versatility of that tight end position. I know they got Walrus. He's not playing today. So Miami, you might be the worst team in your division this year. And that's saying a lot because that division was bad outside of the Bills.
Where are you on Tua Tagovailoa? You think he's good, mediocre, less than that? It's just, I know he's had all sorts of injury problems and hasn't been able to stay on the field, but that, hey, once we get cranked up, it's never really happened for him.
Yeah, if we're talking talent-wise, just pure quarterback evaluation, I think he's an average quarterback. Now, when you mix in the questionable decision-making, like the refusal to slide and the refusal to just throw the ball away, that takes him from average to below average to you can't trust him.
Yeah.
So with this Miami offense, I felt like they needed a quarterback. I feel like they went and got Ewers, and that was a swing and a miss. And I think that they will be back in the quarterback market in next year's draft trying to figure out the situation.
All right, let's move on to this one. The New England Patriots hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders with a 4-point lead about halfway through the 3rd quarter, and that one 14-10. Ashton Jeanty got into the end zone for the first time. He's gotten in twice. Okay, so 2 touchdowns for Jeanty. And the Raiders, so you and I have heard, I've been telling you this in the few weeks we've done it together. The Raiders have what I think every team in the league is looking, basic competency. They got a coach that knows what's up.
Yep.
They got a quarterback in Geno Smith that is competent. You got Jeanty, who's a playmaker. You got Brock Bowers. They have stuff that finally looks like it works.
And it looks like a competent football team.
Yep.
They look good for the first time in some time. The Raiders look like we got a plan, and we're trying to build an identity. Geno Smith looks good. Again, not sure why we hate on these guys that do well in a place they just came from and expect them to just revert back to them old selves. Geno Smith has completely rebirthed his career from New York all the way to Seattle, and now he's doing it in Vegas with Pete. Jeanty has a bright future. I know the Raiders are going to be good because they're winning a game, and Brock Bowers doesn't have 100 yards receiving and like 12 targets like last year. So balanced offense. I wish Amari Cooper was out there because they would have been even better.
What is the biggest thing? Is it Geno or is it Pete or is it they're together? You can't separate.
It's everything. And that's always how Pete did things. Even when he was at SC, it wasn't just on Carson. It wasn't just on Matt. It wasn't on just Reggie or Lindell. As a unit, we have to ball out, and the Raiders are playing like they've bought into that message.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And we saw it here in L.A. with Sean McVay. All of a sudden, what can feel very stale, what feels like, yeah, man, I don't know what's going on here. It's just more of the same year after year. And then somebody that knows what's up, that knows how to motivate, that knows how to build culture. And Sean McVay is certainly that. And also it turns, and it's never been anything other than headed in the right direction.
Yeah, as a football player, we don't like ambiguity. We like direct answers, direct, specific goals and accomplishments that you want us to reach. And I feel like when it comes to a coach like McVay, he's going to tell you exactly what he wants, what he expects, and there is no gray area about it. And when you can buy in like that, your team plays fast because they know what's expected of them.
Maybe the marquee game of the early window, the Jets hosting the Steelers. They're up 26-17, just under 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And the Jets, again, Aaron Glenn, their new head coach, he comes in. They go and they get Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
So you need to know something. I'm going to get that guy's name wrong until the day I die. I can never get rid of Justin Fields. Justin Fields looks like he's able to get some stuff done. And, again, basic competence on the side of the Jets. And Aaron Rodgers looks okay. He also looks very, very old.
Yeah, he does. He can't get out the pocket. I'm so used to – I played against Aaron Rodgers when he was running around, and he was kind of fast. Now, as soon as one man comes free, he just shuts it down and either throws it away or just takes the sack. I'm not used to seeing that. But this Jets team looks good. Pittsburgh looks good as well. It is week 1, so we don't know. This could be just 2 bad teams making each other look good. However, I like what Coach Glenn's doing. New York's playing fast. This is a huge turnaround compared to what we've seen.
They did not record a punt in the first half for the first time since 1991.
Yeah.
They have only punted, the Jets, 1 time in this game so far. So the Steelers defense can't stop them. They just scored from Justin Fields. it doesn't look great for the Steelers defense, but that offense for the Jets looks like it's going.
All right, so we're going to get a look at C.J. Stroud today, who had an unbelievable rookie season, kind of a less than unbelievable second season in Houston. What about Jaden Daniels, who was just off the charts terrific last season? What are your expectations for him in his second year? They're beating the Giants right now 14-3.
Well, unlike the Texans, Washington has made moves to acquire more weapons for Jaden. You go out and you go get Deebo Samuels. You re-sign Scary Terry. You are telling your quarterback, this is your team. Here are the keys. We just bought you some brand new tires, got the engine checked. Let's go. And Jaden has no excuse for a sophomore slump. You should be fighting for at least first place, guaranteed second place in this division with Philly. You should be competing as one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC. And your defense, who stepped it up late in the year last year, that will be the deciding factor if Jaden can take them further than the NFC Championship.
Is there anything to be said for, okay, I got a year's worth of film on Daniels. I'm going to get a pretty good idea of what he doesn't like.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give him a lot of that.
Well, first of all, let's stop assuming that we don't have to spy Jaden Daniels. You know, if there are a lot of teams that want to go man against the Commanders, you better leave a Mike Backer in the middle of the field. And I don't even want a Mike Backer chasing Jaden. You better go dime and put a safety in at Mike and have him spying on third down, because last year we saw him create so many plays down the field with his legs and extend drives when he had nothing to work with. He found out a way. So you don't necessarily have to pressure Jaden, but you need a D-line that can beat his O-line to get after him, and the Giants have done that. Burns has 2 sacks in the first half.
It feels good to have football back. Talk about real football games with the guys that we know.
No more preseason.
Fantastic. No. This is a real thing here. Week 1. Don't forget, you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms do apply. Offer expires February 8th, 2026. Will you go back to SoFi Stadium? We're going to check in with the next member of the broadcast team. Maurice Jones-Drew will join us. That's coming up next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on 710 ESPN.
The We Make It Easy sales event is here. So now's the best time for a great deal on a new Toyota. Choose from the biggest selection of the year with the biggest savings. Drive home the all-hybrid Camry with its striking design, a trail-conquering Tacoma 4x4, or an adventurous RAV4. So hurry into your Toyota dealer. The time to drive home your new Toyota is here. We make it easy. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hey, it's Chris Morales. What a first week launch week it was of the all-new Sedano and Cap Morning Show. Enjoy the football weekend. Fight on USC. Let's go Rams. Rams House. We're going to be talking about it Monday morning. Plus, can the Dodgers recover from a bumpy week? All of that, plus Radio Tinder, plus our morning roll call. What's happening? And, of course, Sedano and Cap. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show back Monday at 7 a.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. Have a beautiful weekend.
Nobody's got better moves than the DeMarco and Travis afternoon show.
Everybody can dance. You got to dance like nobody's watching. You got to love like you've never been hurt. You got to dance like nobody's watching.
I will dance at a wedding and have a great time.
The laughs, the sports, and yes, the best dance steps at 710.
I got the same 6 moves.
I'm so self-conscious when I'm doing it.
Oh, really?
But for whatever reason.
You look like you're a good dancer.
I'm not, but at a wedding, I don't care.
Yeah.
I've had a martini
That's
and
fine.
4 beers, and let's go do it.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rodgers for your afternoon drive.
You got a little two-step to you?
No, I got a little of this.
Fun.
About
there
it.
you go. There you go. Follow DeAndre.
Caucasian two-step. That's what I call
There
it.
you go.
The what?
Caucasian two-step.
I'm going to
There you
patent
go.
Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
Counting you down to Week 1 NFL Sunday at the Palace in Inglewood.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Rams, Texans. The season begins today at SoFi Stadium.
And it is Week 1 NFL Sunday. The Rams, the Texans. Remember, you can hear every moment of Rams football on the all-new ESPN LA app. All you got to do is search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play. Download, tap, bam!
Once again at Cosm, Los Angeles with Sua Cravens. Back to Travis Rodgers.
And once again, we're going to go back inside SoFi Stadium. The man who will be sitting alongside JB Long calling the game, Rams and Texans, none other than Maurice Jones-Drew. It has been too long, my friend. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Travis. How about yourself? And Sua, we're going to just keep it to NFL football right now, okay? I don't want to hear anything about college.
You beat me to it.
We're just going to keep it to the league.
No,
just keep
I'm not
it to the league
say
right now.
anything about anything collegiate in any way. I will say that you and I have a very close mutual friend in Michael Hutchings. That's my best friend.
Yeah.
And, you guys both come from NorCal where it's second best in high school football. So,
Again, we're going to keep it to the league because I don't want to talk about the different rules that Southern California has than Northern California. That's neither here nor there. What a beautiful day it is right now, Travis. What a beautiful day it is.
Much more beautiful day today than last night in Pasadena, perhaps. Or I guess that was in Las Vegas.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you showed up to the game.
We'll slide that over there for right now. So, Maurice, we saw that Kyren Williams got a new deal this offseason. He's coming in, obviously, a really nice couple of years for the Rams. What are your expectations for him this season? Is it more of the same, a guy that just finds the end zone a bunch of times, gets up 1,000 yards? But is there another level that Kyren can get to?
Well, the Rams want to get back to their explosive running game. They want to have an explosive running game, and Kyren doesn't. He's a really good running back. He just doesn't have that long speed, right? So you're expecting to see some 20-yard gains, 30-yard gains. And then when you get in the red zone, you want to see him break the long one in the red zone, 25 and in, and be able to finish some runs there. But I would expect very similar. But again, the Rams have really beefed up their offensive line to help that. And let's be honest, that contract for Kyren was worth it because when he's playing well, he is the key to this engine. He's the key to this offense and the key to this team. When he's playing well, they're pretty much unbeatable. He ran well throughout the December and got into the playoffs. Had the critical fumble in the divisional round, but other than that, he's been the guy. So yeah, they paid him and they expect him to keep doing what he's doing. I actually got a chance to talk to Coach Gould, the running back coach, and he said the same thing. They're going to rotate some guys, but Kyren is going to be the guy.
You mentioned ball security, and I know Kyren had a fumbling issue, a little bit of a fumbling issue in the seasons prior, but I agree with Travis. It needs to be a heavy workload in the run game, and I think they do need to shuffle guys in and out, which leaves some opportunities for Blake Corum. Have you seen anything from him in the preseason that tells you he's ready to be that number 2 back?
Oh, well, the preseason, I thought they all ran really well, but he showed up a ton, and he showed up really big against the Chargers, against their starters, without Khalil Mack and Derwin James, but he had some big runs there. And so to me, it's his vision, his explosiveness, his ability to pass protect. I think that's where Kyren kind of separated himself to the last year, that he's a very smart and tough physical pass protector. Blake Corum did a great job in that. And then I think you're going to see a lot of him today. And again, the Rams want to lean on their running game. Let's just talk about this Texans defense a little bit. Their linebackers they're 220 pounds. So if I can get a 300-pounder on a 225-pounder, we're winning. We're winning at that. And so the running the ball with those two guys and possibly a couple others is going to really lead the way for this offense. They can't allow those small defenders slant gaps and get upfield and get to Stafford. So I think the running game is going to be really important, and not running Kyren into the ground early in the season is going to be the most important.
Maurice Jones-Drew joining us, getting us ready for the Rams and the Texans. Kickoff coming up at 1:25. And, Mo, you've been here for, every season that the Rams have come back to Los Angeles. Me too. We've seen Sean McVay. He's coming into his 9th year. We've gotten to know how he likes to go about doing things. We haven't really seen him with a weapon like Davante Adams. How do you think he deploys him, and are we going to see it right out of the chute? Do you think they try to take a shot with him right out of the gate?
Yeah, well, from my understanding, they're going to move him all over the place. He's going to be stationary out wide sometimes, playing the slot. He's going to be able to go in motion, shift. He does everything. And talking with the receiver coach, Coach Yarbs, he said, look, we've had some guys. Don't get me wrong. We've had some guys, but we haven't had a guy like this. And the experience, the playmaking ability, the route running, a willing blocker, all those things are going to come into play. So he's going to – I don't know if it's going to be a shot down the field first play, but for sure they're going to find ways to get him matched up on some guys and let him go to work. And you're going to see a lot of volume to him for sure.
With Puka basically being a number 1, Davante's a certified number 1. Who ends up being the leading receiver on this Rams team? Because, it's hard to pick, and I know it relies on the double team and game plan week in and week out, but who would you say ends up being the leading receiver on this team?
I probably would say Puka, and the reason being is Puka is your physical back, right? And as much as he may get more catches than Devontae may have more yards, but Puka's going to catch those screen passes and run down on safeties and DBs. He's going to catch those slants inside the red zone. He's going to do a lot of the dirty work early on, those inside routes. And then Devontae's going to be able to work and do some other stuff. But Puka Nacua being, I think graciously they have him at 212 pounds when he's actually like 230, right? Like that's a different type of wide receiver that's running down. Yeah, that's running downhill on some of these corners. And as I look at the corners for the Texans, Lassiter weighs 180 pounds, Stingley weighs 195 pounds. So you tell me that's a 40-pound difference for a DB to have to tackle that guy over and over again. And that's kind of what it's going to be throughout the course of the season. You're going to not see too many 200-pound DBs. You know that. So guys are supposed to be built to run. So I'm going to get my receiver, who's probably 40 to 50 pounds bigger than some of these guys, to run on them and make them tackle in space.
Maurice Jones-Drew joining us before the Rams and the Texans. And Maurice, you mentioned the Texans secondary. What about the Rams secondary? It's basically the same group that we had a year ago. It was a unit that at times was okay, at times struggled a little bit. What about expectations for this group running it back in 2025?
To me, this group is about what it did at the end of the year more than it would have happened in the beginning of the year. At the end of the year, they were physical, they were smart, and then you have that defensive line that's in their second year, right? So that's going to help them out a ton. I feel like the Rams feel like this is they're in a window where they have an opportunity to go win another Super Bowl, and they want to try to keep the nucleus of this team together, and the nucleus being the secondary, right? Trying to keep everyone engaged and keep them going because, again, they got so much better from week 1 to week, 20 last year. It was amazing to see. So I expect to see a lot. You're going to see Emmanuel Forbes play. You're going to see Darius Williams play, Kobe Durant, Akello Witherspoon. You're going to see my guy, from the greatest university of all universities, but we're not going to say that, Quinn Lake, play a lot as well. So they're going to rotate a lot of guys. I think you're going to see 3 safeties on the field at one point, right? And maybe 1 linebacker, maybe no linebackers, just depending on how things go. So I believe that they're gonna utilize those guys in all different phases, and they're gonna play them at their strengths, right? So if you're not a great man guy, you may be dropping off in the zone and deep half. If you're not a good zone guy, you're gonna see them playing press man. They're gonna put those guys in position to be successful.
Switching topics, did that Friday night game in Brazil tell you more about the Chiefs' dynasty being over, or is Justin Herbert taking that next step and the Chargers are for real this year?
It was more about the Chargers to me than the Chiefs. I mean, again, the Chiefs have some issues defensively. I want to say that the reason they won that game is that last drive where Herbert sprints out. If Chris Jones keeps contained and doesn't take the bait inside, you have a different play, right? But this was more about the Chargers being undermanned, to be honest. I mean, you lose your left tackle after you play him. You have Najee Harris isn't all the way at 100%, and yet you find a way, and your quarterback does exactly what he's supposed to do, which is really push and take control of that game and not turn the ball over. And so, to me, this was more about Justin Herbert and Harbaugh getting back on kind of that Charger, that Harbaugh way. I can't even say the Chargers way because that's a losing way.
That's not
that Harbaugh
that's
way.
Not good.
Yes, right, of finding a way to win. And so, I mean, and as I'm talking to you, Aaron Rodgers just goes down the field twice to get the Steelers up. I mean, quarterback play right now in the NFL is at its highest point, and we have 2 of the best ones playing today as well. So I know I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit, but Herbert really cemented himself with that game, saying, look, we're here to challenge for the AFC West, and it's because of me and what I'm going to do. And again, Quentin Johnson, he couldn't even catch a ball a couple years ago. He's catching touchdowns in traffic. It's insane.
Well, the Steelers just scored again. This is about to get very, very
30 points
interesting.
for Pittsburgh is a lot.
30 points is a lot for the Steelers. Mo, real quick before we let you go, Jared Verse in year 2. You talk about that growth from year 1 to year 2. He was the defensive rookie of the year. What are your expectations for him?
Well, today I expect him to go crazy. You're going to be lining up on a rookie. You got to baptize that young man, right? We got to. This game, I thought DeMeco Ryans said it best in his press conference earlier in the week. This game is going to be won by the offensive line. Whoever offensive line plays the best or plays better is going to win this game. And if you're the Rams, you're saying, hey, we can't even allow this offensive line to get going. They patched some stuff together trying to fix some things. We got to take advantage. We got to make C.J. Stroud nervous. And then on the other side, the Rams, your offensive line is intact. you got to make sure that, these signs, obviously Coleman Shelton's there going to communicate, but we got to get off this ball and start mushing guys around a little bit. But I thought DeMeco Ryans hit it on the head. It's about the offensive line. It's not even about the defensive lines. Both defensive lines are really good. It's about which offensive line can hold up in both the running game and the passing game.
He will be alongside J.B. Long. He is Maurice Jones-Drew, and we're not talking anything about college football by agreement.
Hey, go Bruins, man. Go Bruins, man. We're going to end it with that. That's it. All right. I'm off. I'm out. I can't hear anything else. All right, guys.
All right, Bo. We'll talk to you in a little bit. And Rams fans, buckle up for this game in Rams history. Let's rewind to October 31, 2021, when the Rams stormed into Houston and piled on with an epic 38-22 win over the Texans. Matthew Stafford, 305 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns. Darrell Henderson scored 2 touchdowns as well. Cooper Kupp, of course, having his usual big day, 115 receiving yards and a touchdown. Robert Woods with a rushing touchdown as well. Fight on for Sua right there with Robert Woods. All time, the Rams have the edge in this series, leading the Texans 4-1, showing just how dominant LA has been in this young rivalry. Did you know this game in Rams history is presented by LA Care? Life is what you make it, so whatever you're making, make it matter with LA Care Health Plan. And did you know that healthcare starts at just $0? So visit lacare.org to learn more. We are getting closer to kickoff. We are just a little under 1 hour away from the Rams and the Texans. Sue and I will continue to get you ready for everything there. And I want to talk a little bit more about Jared Verse coming up in just a little bit. That guy was unbelievable last year, and everything we're hearing, Sue, is that he's getting ready to take off all over again. We got you covered on that. We're going to speak with DeMarco Farr, the Super Bowl champion. He will get us ready. We'll break down the entire defensive side with him coming up in just a little bit as well. And one more reminder, you can order pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you do not miss any of the action. Use the code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms do apply. Offer expires February 8th, 2026. We're going to talk with DeMarco Farr in just a little bit. Lots more to get to on the Rams. Toyota countdown to kickoff on 710 ESPN.
NFL fans, Week 1 is your shot to play free and stack $1 million cash bag with DraftKings Pick 6, an official partner of the NFL. Here's how. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, DraftKings' easiest way to play fantasy. Enter for free and pick more or less on 6-player stats for Week 1. Share your link with friends to add more cash to the bag and get bonus shots to win. Hit all 6 picks and you'll be splitting the bag that's already at $1 million or more. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, use code KSPN, opt in for free, and start stacking entries for NFL Week 1. Zero cost, huge upside, in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. Must claim token for free entry in bag builder contest. Only perfect entries earn a share of the cash prize. Tokens are single use and expire September 8th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. If you're ready to upgrade your driving experience, you gotta go and check out what's happening at Cadillac and their incredible new lineup of state-of-the-art EVs, sedans, and SUVs. And hey, look, there's no better place to experience the luxury of Cadillac than at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out Cadillac of Beverly Hills and their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And check them out on the web at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Hey, it's Mason. The NFL is back at Cosm. Watch NFL games in shared reality at Cosm and feel the energy of game day in the Dome and in the Hall. This season, before every Rams home game, you can hang out with ESPN LA's Travis Rodgers and Sua Cravens for the Rams pregame show live from the Hall at Cosm. And if you got a ticket to the game, you get in there for free. Don't miss Cosm's signature menu. Go check it out, Cosm.com. That's COSM.com, Cosm.com.
Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Let's do it. Week 1 of the NFL season and Week 1 for our Los Angeles Rams. It's time for the Toyota Rams countdown to kickoff with Travis Rodgers and Sua Cravens live from Cosm, Los Angeles. But first, time to hear from the big voice guy.
Today at SoFi Stadium, time for the regular season to begin for our Los Angeles Rams. A training camp spent talking about Matthew Stafford's back will come to a close as number 9 gets ready to be under center for another season with a goal of the Lombardi Trophy in February.
Puka, diving catch. He's got it.
What a
touchdown, LA.
And with a new weapon to throw to.
Hi, this is Devontae Adams of your LA Rams. Rams football is back.
And familiar faces as part of the Rams' high-powered offense.
His tailback, Kyron Williams. Touchdown, LA.
With a fearsome Rams defense ready to dominate even more opponents in 2025.
Jerkers has it down the right sideline with blockers. 10, 5, to leap in the end zone.
The Rams, the Texans, week 1 of the NFL season.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams, the home of Rams football.
1 hour until kickoff at the Palace at Inglewood.
Hi, this is Coach Sean McVay. Whose house? Rams house.
Let's get ready for kickoff.
We get you ready for kickoff right now on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams.
Now live from Cosm, Los Angeles with SUA Cravens. Here's your host, Travis Rodgers.
What a great day to be at Cosm. All of the games on all of the TVs, and the Steelers just jumped ahead of the Jets. We're getting ready for the Rams and the Texans.
I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like all these TVs showing me how bad my fantasy players are playing.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't want. I don't
got
like
a little
it.
T. Higgins preoccupation at the moment.
Yeah.
Only 2 catches for T so
Chuba
far
Hubbard.
today. So,
yeah, come on.
Wait, hey, long Sunday to go. We got a lot
having
of
a great
guys to
time.
go. We got the Texans and the Rams coming up less than 1 hour from right now. And the Morning Minute is presented by Quaker, the official oatmeal of the Los Angeles Rams. And we were just talking, Sua, Pittsburgh ahead of the Jets, 31-26. It was 5 seconds ago, it feels like, that the Jets had a relatively comfortable lead, and now the Jets are doing what the Jets do.
Pittsburgh scoring 30-plus points, receivers taking shots. I don't see Freiermuth getting 20 targets and 20 field goal attempts. Like this is a completely different steel curtain that we're watching.
You know, it's funny because we talked about how Sean McVay obviously is designed offenses that have scored 30 points a bunch of times, but the addition of Devontae Adams, the weapon that he is and the type of wide receiver that he is, gives the Rams an element that they haven't had in a while, if ever, under Sean McVay. Aaron Rodgers is basically that for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I understand that since Roethlisberger left, they've been going through one mediocre quarterback after the next. I'm not saying the Rodgers will make it to the end of the line, but it's, again, competent quarterback play for Aaron Rodgers.
And they brought in DK Metcalf and Jonnu Smith, so it's not like he's out there by himself. He's got some weapons, but if you are asking me, and I'm not a betting man, so you probably shouldn't ask me, but if you're asking me, do you think the Steelers score 30 points ever in this NFL season, I would have said no and put $1,000 on it.
1 for 1. They've got it. They got 31 right now. They still got 9.5 minutes in the.
And the Jets are answering back.
Yeah.
The Jets are storming down the field with Justin Fields and answering back. What is happening?
I have no idea. Okay, so you tell me what's happening here. The Bengals are beating the Browns 17-16. The Bengals were one of these teams, not to put your T. Higgins stuff out there again, but this is a team that's supposed to score 30 points a game.
Yeah.
They're not. They always get off to a slow start in Cincinnati. How come?
Wish you would have told me that before I made my Survivor pick. But I feel like Joe Burrow, he's been fighting for his life. Ever since his rookie year in the NFL, that O-line has struggled to protect them. Not sure why the Bengals don't invest in multiple O-linemen to protect their number one most valuable asset. Instead, they pour it into the receivers, which I know you need, but it doesn't matter who's that wideout if you can't get them the ball. And I think early in the season, defense is always going to hit the ground running faster. Defense is just easier to grasp, less plays, less concepts. Especially if we're just running man, you got the person in front of you. Offense, a lot more technical, a lot more intricate, and a lot more stuff to think about. So it makes sense that the O-line starts off slow, and in Joe Burrow's case, that's the last thing you need if you want to be successful.
All right, we're going to get to the Rams. Matthew Stafford is going to play today. How is that back going to hold up? We'll talk about that coming up in just a bit. Let me remind you that you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use the code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms do apply. Expires February 8th, 2026. Let's talk about number 9 and his impact on this offense this season. That is coming up next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network. And football fans, you and I, we're making decisions every single day. But on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid, right? So don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is not only super fun and a way for you to win a little bit of money, it's also super easy to play. All you have to do is open up that app, choose more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you can cash in. So download the Prize Picks app today and use the code TRAV to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code TRAV to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. More or less, it really is that easy on Prize Picks, where it is good to be right.
When it comes to unique experiences, pick TickPick. You're picking the official fan experience partner of the Los Angeles Rams with no hidden fees ever. So pick TickPick for your chance to enjoy an all-exclusive experience at the TRD Pro Club at SoFi Stadium every game. A chance to experience the national anthem on the field, or the opportunity to spend time with friends and family on the field pregame or postgame. Don't let fees get between you and a great game day. Download the TickPick app and enjoy the best experiences supporting your Los Angeles Rams this year.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Can you write off a losing fantasy team on your taxes? Asking for a friend. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Treat mom to a hot night out at Thunder from Down Under this Friday night.
Number 2.
Float your boat at Flamingo Friday's nighttime pool parties with live DJ and drink specials this Friday.
And the number 1 reason.
Laughter is in the air when Cedric the Entertainer is in the house, September 19th.
Morongo, good times.
Coach, the energy out there felt different. What changed for the team today?
It was the new game day scratchers from the California Lottery. Players, everything. Those games sent the team's energy through the roof.
Are you saying it was the off-field play that made the difference on the field?
Hey, a little play makes your day, and today, it made the game. That's all for now.
Coach, one more question.
Play the new Los Angeles Rams Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase, play, or claim.
It's another exciting game day for Rams fans, and on game days, it's all about more. More action, more noise, and more savings. That's right, Rams fans save up to 35 cents per gallon on game days with a fuel rewards program from Shell. That means you can keep your tailgates going all season long. So don't drop the ball on saving more at the pump. Download the app, join the fuel rewards program, and take your savings all the way to the end zone. Terms and conditions apply. Visit www.fuelrewards.com/Rams for full offer details.
Hey, it's me, your heart valve. The blood flowing thing in your heart. Ooh, hear that? The whole stadium's cheering for heart valve screenings? Detecting heart valve disease is super important, especially if you're over 65. It's deadly if you don't treat it. That's right. Boo! Heart valve disease! Boo! Good news is, early detection saves lives. Go to listentoyourvalves.com and get screened for heart valve disease. Oh, and go Rams!
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of the LA Rams, the home of Rams football. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN. Listen to every Rams game on the all-new ESPN LA app.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
On your home of Rams football.
Well protected, deep down the left side. Puka behind the defense. Caught the 20. They go inside the 10. Slips into the end zone. Touchdown, LA!
Hello, this is Puka Nacua of your LA Rams. Rams football is back.
The Rams, the Texans.
Week 1 of the NFL season.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Once again, now live from Custom Los Angeles with Sua Cravens. Back to Travis Rodgers.
So, the topic all training camp, and really the topic I think will be until we are convinced one way or the other, has been Matthew Stafford's back, right? We have not seen him participate, which is not unusual in preseason games. He doesn't, but he was not even practicing with the team for the first part of camp. When will we know it all is well, or when will we know it's like, hey, man, I don't know what's going on with that dude's back?
I don't even think it'll be at the end of today's game.
Yeah.
I think it'll be about a month from now once we've gone through the motions and we've got the first – we like to look at the season in 4-game increments. Once you get past that first quarter of games, what is his back looking like? And if the offense has changed in any way, we can attest that to his back hurting.
Is that how we're going to tell us the offense is a little different?
If I see Puka and Devontae with less than 3 touchdowns through 4 weeks, something's wrong with the back. It just works like that, because why else are we not taking shots, or why else are we not throwing to these guys unless it is literally hurting Stafford to do so?
So the other injury news of the offseason, something that he dealt with, and he's going to play today, is Alaric Jackson, their left tackle.
Yes.
Somebody who has not participated in team activities until very recently. He's going to go out there. But, again, we're talking about an offensive line. All 5 pieces need to work together in this. What about him missing the time during the camp?
I'm a little bit more concerned because he is protecting the blind side of your franchise guy. The left tackle is the most important position on the O-line. He takes on the defense's best rusher. So that means you will get Myles Garrett. You will get T.J. Watt today. You will get Will Anderson.
Yeah.
So you have to be on your P's and Q's, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. Let's help him out. Blood clots is nothing to take lightly, nothing to joke about. We don't know how his body will react to this game, so let's get some chip blocks in there. Let's keep the tight end in for a little max protection looks when we need to.
You think we're going to see any 12 personnel from the Rams today?
100%. You didn't draft Ferguson to keep him out there and not give him any go. Even if he's just a decoy, you put him out there, you got a Higbee on one side, you get Ferguson on the same side. Both of them are athletic. Both of them are pass catching. You already have put the linebackers in a catch-22. Am I late to the run or am I late to the pass?
How do you tell? Do you have to make a call before the play starts as a linebacker, or do you need to see it start to unfold?
You need to see it start to unfold, because they might come out 12 personnel just to get me to start thinking like that, so I do back up, and now I'm late to my run fit. Here's a 4-yard gain. And the moment that starts creeping into the run game, the entire defense starts pressing. And again, Sean McVay, he sees it, and the moment he does, we're going over top.
I want to see Sean McVay with a very dynamic, athletic tight end. That's exciting. I really – that's the one thing. And Higbee's had some really big games. He's been an important part of what they've done, but he's not that.
Yeah.
And I'm excited that Ferguson might be.
Yeah, and he might be. And people don't remember that Sean McVay started with a certain someone named Jordan Reed, who I had to guard in practice. And he was Aaron Hernandez 2.0. He was a receiver playing tight end, the 6'2", 250 build, not the biggest guy, bigger than your receiver, but moves like one. And Jordan Reed went on to be a Pro Bowler, $50 million guy. Nobody wanted to guard him. Ferguson could do something similar. May not be as pure a route runner as Reed, but he is as athletic, if not more.
Carl's Jr. is the only place to get the Western Bacon Cheeseburger, but have you tangoed with the jalapeno and pepper jack cheesy spicy Western Bacon? That is the question. So have you tangoed with that burger?
I have not tangled with it yet.
Yeah, well, you should get on that. You should go tango with that burger. And you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use the code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8th. 2026. The Jets and the Steelers are in a barn.
No hot, no creamy?
31. No hot and creamy. That's later. That's later in the season. The Super Bowl champion. Exactly. DeMarco Farr will join us coming up next. That's on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale. Check this out. Lease a new 2025 Subaru Crosstrek Premium CVT for just $289 a month plus tax for 36 months. One at this payment. Finance $3292.26.2. MSRP $35,373. $33.99 due at signing. Call 888-855-6434 or check out SubaruofGlendale.net. On approved Tier 1 credit through Subaru Motors Finance. No security deposit. 10,000 miles a year. Model code SDD-01.
Los Angeles, your Rams return home to SoFi Stadium for a Week 4 showdown versus the Indianapolis Colts. You don't want to miss this AFC-NFC showdown, so bring all your energy and pack the Rams house. To purchase your tickets, head to therams.com/IND. Again, that is therams.com/IND. To see your Rams battle the Colts on Sunday, September 28th at 1:05 p.m. See you at the Rams house.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Come spend a night with Daryl Hall. Saturday, November 1st, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. A rare, up-close evening with the singer-songwriter. A musical journey through his entire career. Featuring his special guest, Glenn Tilbrook, the voice of Squeeze. Tickets on sale now at FantasySpringsResort.com or 760-342-5000.
Here's a tip. The more cars a dealership sells, the more new inventory they get. And Downing Hyundai receives hundreds of new vehicles every month. That means a tremendous selection, from Elantra and Sonata to Tucson, Santa Fe, and over 100 Ioniq EVs.
It's time for the return of Los Angeles Rams football.
Touchdown, LA!
Hi, this is Jay Verse of your LA Rams. The Rams play here.
You're listening to the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
The Rams, the Texans, week 1 of the NFL season.
Foot looking for a target, lets it go. It's intercepted! Picked off at the 41-yard line. The Land Shark does it again.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
The season begins today at SoFi Stadium. Our Rams host the Houston Texans.
Once again
at Cosm, Los Angeles with SOA Cravens.
Back to Travis Rodgers.
All right, let's go back to SoFi Stadium for our third member of the broadcast team. We're talking, of course, about the Super Bowl champion, DeMarco Farr. It's finally here, DeMarco. Regular season NFL football. I cannot wait. How's it looking inside?
Oh, it looks beautiful out here. I mean, it's a little warm. If you can't stand this, then you shouldn't be out here. It's perfect here. I'm in enemy territory right now. I'm standing right in front of the Houston Texans. This looks like a great day for football, guys.
DeMarco, how'd you sleep last night? Any cramps?
A few. How'd you know?
I've been listening to your ads
from the station.
My last fill-ins, I can't help but inquire.
I can get you some Highlands if you need some. Absolutely.
I actually have a magnesium deficiency that leads to a lot of cramping, so I do need some Highlands.
I will leave you a goodie box in the studio, no doubt.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Let's talk about some of the keys to this game, DeMarco, driven by your Toyota dealers of Southern California, the official automotive partner of the Rams. They make it easy. What do you see the keys to today's game against the Houston Texans?
Okay, number one for the Rams, and it's debatable who's the better team. I'm going to pick L.A. because I'm going to be a homer right now, but I would say this for the Rams. You got to test the Texans' mettle. You really do. Test their mettle, not their gangster. That means keep your hands, your fists, your spit to yourself. Don't get thrown out. Don't change the mat. If you go head-to-head with these guys and just test them over and over and over again, I think the Rams will come out victorious. The one thing I keep hearing is, look, the Texans have a great defense. They play hard. They play up the field. Every single snap, they're 3 yards and above up the line of scrimmage. And they have a bunch of veterans up front as well. Both of their tackles have 20 years combined experience. That's more than 4/5 of the Rams O-line. So they know what they're doing. And their end guys get up the field so hard. So you know where they're going to be. An over front with quarters behind it. McVay has faced this before versus Minnesota, versus San Francisco, versus Seattle. This is not new. It's just how you go about neutralizing their best asset, how hard they play on defense. So if you can hold on to the football, stay on schedule, keep the pressure on them, I think you can wear them down going into the fourth quarter.
DeMarco, with all the injuries for the Texans, how do you think they attack the Rams? For me personally, I feel like they're going to be a pass-happy offense. There is no Joe Mixon. I know Tank Dell is out, but they still have to pass the ball. C.J. Stroud's your best player on offense. How do you think they're going to go about it?
You know, I think they're going to come out and try to establish the run. That's got to be job number one. I asked Quentin Lake the very same question. He likes C.J. Stroud. I like C.J. Stroud. He says this: when the ball comes out quick, he's one of the best in the NFL. If you get him to hold it, you can make plays against him. But he's got the arm talent to hurt you if you let him break contain or throw on the move. So they have a plan for that. But I think the Texans, anybody in football, is going to come out and try to establish the run and see how well you went through training camp. I think that's going to be fruitless for the Texans. I think the Rams are up to the challenge, but that's going to be their game plan. But C.J. Stroud is not going to sneak up on anybody today.
DeMarco, I know you got a little action going on today with DraftKings. Is that right?
Absolutely. Hey, as a matter of fact, NFL fans, week one is your shot to play free and stack a $1 million cash bag with DraftKings Pick 6, an official partner of the NFL. Here's how. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, DraftKings' easiest way to play fantasy football. Enter for free and pick more or less on 6-player stats for week one. So, as in today, they have Kyron Williams at 68.5 yards against this defense. I took the over. I said he's going to get more than that. And then conversely, you got Christian McCaffrey, who was banged up this week. He's at Seattle, and that's going to be a good defense up there to begin with. They have him at 63.5. I took the under. I said less than that. So that's what I'm picking today in my prize picks. Share the link with your friends, add more cash to the bag, and get bonus shots to win. Hit all 6 picks, and you'll be splitting that bag that's already up to $1 million or more. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Use code KSPN. Opt in for free and start stacking entries for week one. Zero cost, huge upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. Must claim token for free entry in Bag Builder contest. Only perfect entries earn a share of the cash prize. Tokens are single use and expire September 8th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
All right, DeMarco,
I got to let you guys go with this. I asked Jared Verse, who's walking around with the hood on, so he looks like the Emperor from Star Wars, right? He's that guy. He's got his mouthpiece in. He's chewing it, kind of like Steph Curry.
There you go. You've got
absolutely Emperor Palpatine,
half Steph Curry, Emperor Curry. We'll go with that.
Sua, you'll love this. So I stop him, and I'm a little nervous because he's getting his game mode. So I said, "Brother, where do you go right before game time?" And he looks me in the face and goes, "I think about destruction. I think about changing lives out here on a daily." And then he keeps walking.
Oh, my Lord.
And I'm like, that is the exact right mentality you need to have for a defense that could lead this football team to victory today.
DeMarco Farr will be on the sidelines all game long, all season long. Thank you, my friend. We'll see you tomorrow.
You got it, guys.
You got it. All right, you can order for pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use the code RAMS to get up to 40% off your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8th. 2026. We're going to give you our final thoughts before the Rams and the Texans. That's coming up on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network and SUA. The Rams, they do this really cool pick'em with Pechanga that's powered by Pechanga Resort Casino, where they ask you what they're going to have coming up against the Rams and the Texans. What do you think that we're going to see?
I think we're going to see a very high-powered offense in the Rams. Stop C.J. Stroud. It'll be high scoring. I think it'll end up being 28-24. Puka scores, Devontae scores, and Kyron scores, and the Rams do it using their superstars.
I like that. I like all of that, everything about that. If you love football, you should play the Rams Pick'em. Predict what happens during the Rams season for your chance to win tickets, signed merchandise, and more, powered by Pechanga Resort and Casino. Go to therams.com/pick'em. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, official California gaming and casino partner of the Los Angeles Rams.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Hey guys, it's producer Lindsay, and this football season, it's time to celebrate game day with Stella Rosa wines. From tailgates to touchdowns, Stella Rosa brings the flavor and excitement with your chance to win a trip to a major football game on January 1st. Prizes include game tickets, airfare, and hotel accommodations, all covered by Stella Rosa. Sip, cheer, and celebrate all season long. Enter now at stellarosa.com/tailgate2025. Must be 21 years of age or older. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, football fans, ready to take your fitness game to the next level? At UFC Gym, you don't have to be a pro to train like one. With classes like HIIT, boxing, kickboxing, and strength training, there's something for every level, all in a high-energy, team-driven environment. So whether you're chasing more power, more endurance, or just more you time, UFC Gym has your back. Suit up and get in the game. Visit UFCGym.com and kick off your fitness journey today. Every Sunday starts the same. Energy's high, plays are drawn, and the team's locked in. At Vista Paint, we bring that same focus to all your projects. For nearly 70 years, we've been the go-to for Southern California pros and DIYers alike. Because when you want reliable coverage, trusted advice, and no surprises, you don't take chances with your materials. From prep to finish, we make sure your project looks great and holds up. Game day or work day, start with the paint that shows up ready. Vista Paint, local, proven, built to perform.
Hello, this is Puka Nacua of your LA Rams, the home of Rams football. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN. Listen to every Rams game on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Counting you down to Week 1 NFL Sunday at the Palace in Inglewood.
This is the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff.
Driven by your Toyota dealers, official automotive partner of the Los Angeles Rams. We make it easy.
Rams, Texans. The season begins today at SoFi Stadium.
And it is Week 1 NFL Sunday. The Rams, the Texans. Remember, you can hear every moment of Rams football on the all-new ESPN LA app. All you got to do is search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play. Download, tap, bam!
Once again at Cosm, Los Angeles with SOA Cravens. Back to Travis Rodgers.
We're just about a half an hour away from the kickoff. Week 1 of the NFL season, a matchup of a couple of division winners from a year ago. Both these teams 10-7 won their respective divisions. Should be a fantastic game. But first, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the ESPN LA Rams radio network.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma Brands radio station.
And Rams fans, don't forget that El Torito is offering free nachos when your Los Angeles Rams successfully make a 4th down stop. So get loud. This is Nacho First Down. Visit therams.com/rewards for more details. And we just heard DeMarco tell us, Sua, about Jared Verse and his game face getting ready for this. I'm really excited to see how he's going to be in his second year, because last year was great, but it felt like we were just starting to scratch the surface.
Yeah, and people that are not familiar with Jared Verse's game, not sure how you wouldn't be, but this is a guy that doesn't necessarily need to make plays in the pass game and getting sacks on the quarterback to be a nuisance. This guy makes plays in the run game. He has great knockback. He's great with his hands, and most of all, he has great redirection. Even when he's technically not in the play, his burst and sudden change to the ball allows him to make plays he shouldn't. So keep an eye on Mr. Verse today.
How much better is it going to be just having him in his second year in the league? Just
experience.
Yeah.
You just play faster. This is no longer new to you. You no longer feel like you've got the training wheels on. You're relearning how to ride the bike. You're hitting the ground running, and you're there to make plays.
All right, time now for the Prize Picks preview, powered every week by Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy with Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and play Prize Picks. It is good to be right. Here's a couple of numbers for you. I'm looking at Prize Picks right now. Matthew Stafford, 232.5 passing yards, more or less. And then, of course, you've got C.J. Stroud as well, 231.5 passing yards, more or less. With Prize Picks, it really is that easy. A reminder as well that you can order pickup on Uber Eats at SoFi Stadium and skip the line so you don't miss any of the action. Use code RAMS to get up to 40% off of your next 3 stadium pickup orders of $25 or more. Terms apply. Offer expires February 8th, 2026. And Sua, very quickly, both these quarterbacks go over that number today. You think that both of these guys throw for more than 230 yards? It feels like a lot of passing is going to happen.
Yes, I feel like C.J. Stroud has no choice but to do that if they even have a chance at winning, and I feel like McVay can't help but throw for that many yards.
Yeah, McVay gets out of bed thinking that he's going to do that by the end of the first half as well. So it should be a fantastic, fantastic day at SoFi. Football is officially back, and it feels really good. We're going to send it to the booth. J.B. Long and Maurice Jones-Drew with the call. That is coming up next on the Toyota Rams Countdown to Kickoff on the ESPN LA Rams Radio Network.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early